And another point is actors of government. So we have different actors of government, right? Now I forgot one thing, I'm sorry. Actors of government, okay. We have controlling, I've said it, we have controlling, rule by law. And the another one is leading, right? So they must lead by example, and is what I've forgotten. So let's go. Actors of governance, we need to know actors of government. There are three actors of government, namely citizens, we have state, we have civil society, we have markets. The state are the one enforcing laws, right? And because the outcomes and the incomes are being controlled by the state, so they are the one enforcing, making sure that everything is okay, everything is in place, because without that there will be a catastrophic situations which will affect the whole nations. So we have also a civil society. Civil society is a collective of citizens and the groups outside the state. Civil society can be characterized as NGOs, precious groups, or lobby groups representing certain interests, which they push for the state to comply or enforce. And we also have markets. Market is the most important party for the state. You know, in each and every country, for them to be developed, there must be that human development index, and they also must be the GDP. The GDP, we have it through market, because it's a true market that the economy of the country are boosted and become grow. So the market must be controlled by the state, you know, that the synergy between market and the state. In the context of governance, the market refer to the governed. They are the collective of people who will benefit from the services offered by the government, you see. And David Easton defines politics as the authoritative allocations of value. The sections of those value to the people are exerted through the impositions of law, rewards, and sanctions. You see, that's what I've been saying. So the criteria for good governance. Let us see what we have in Africa and see what's the smallest what list I've come up with, and see what can be best for us, because without having, sometimes we are doing wrong, not because we want to do it, but because we don't know what can be right, what can be right and what can be wrong. So people don't have that clear mindset of what can be the good criteria of a good governance. So accountability and ethics in decision making and implementations. The question that we must ask is our government doing these things? Like, is our government being accountable? Is our government and taking their decision under the ethical rules, right? And implementations of those decisions. We need to have a transparency and predictability on a dimension made or on decision made. So all the decisions that I am making must be clear, right? Must be very, very clear, very clear. To help the government to avoid those criticism and those complaints, because when people have the proof of what you are doing, when people have the clear mindset of what you are aware of achieving, it can be clear for them to know how this is the best government that we have elected, this is the best people that we have chosen to lead us and to stand on our behalf, because they're standing on the behalf of people, they're standing for the good of people, they're standing to achieve the interest of the people. So that's the most important. And another things is rule boundary decision making and action. So we must know, the question also we must ask is our government making the decision under the rules. Okay, are they implementing the rules of law? Are they taking decision under the rules, or are they just taking decision according to their feelings, their emotions, and whatever? So if we have those kind of problems in Africa, is because we are not really taking that attention to see what can be best for us. Most of the common political system that we have in Africa is democracy. That the common political system that we have in Africa. So under democracy, we are electing those who must lead us. If you are electing someone who stands on your behalf, like, okay, I'm choosing this person to go on my behalf, to stand for me, because this person gonna do the right things on my behalf, right? So there are rules and the regulation that person must respect, because it's your interest. It's not just for him, but it's for you guys. So you must make sure, are we really have, yes, we are under democratic states, we have elections, we are selecting our leaders. Are they doing, those people that we are selecting, are they doing the right things? Are they taking their decision, the rules-bound decision-making and actions of them? That's the question we must ask. So if we have the right answer, to some extent, we can say yes. And if it's yes, which means we have a good governance, right? So responsive to the will of people. Are they responsive to our will as a governed, right? So that's the questions. That a question we must ask, so that we can know if what we have is good or bad. Because we have been complaining about good and bad governance. If we know the political system that we have is undemocratic, right? That political system. That system, democratic, is a system, is a political system. And under democracy, we have rules, which means we have human rights, we have the respect of this and that, we have this and that. We have types of things which the government must enforce, must also respect. So they must also have a long-term view of the public interest. Are they have this? If not, they're not good. And let us analyze together what we have in Africa and what we don't have, what we are seeing each and every day toward our government, our leaders. Is this really good? Are they doing the right things? Don't forget that they're standing on your behalf. They're standing for your interest, for the national interest, no personal interest, right? And decentralizations of power, participation of government, social and the responsibility. So those are things which can help us to determine, are they doing the right things? If these types of government that we have, good. If not, let us change. And to some extent, I've been trying to criticize and analyze that. If democracy is not best for Africa, are we not really are we not allowed to change? If possible, let us change, right? But I think democracy is the best, but to some extent, anarchical can be the best for African countries. Okay, sixth dimension of governance, we have in addition to the criteria of good governance, the World Bank has proposed us some criteria of a good governance, and this also can help us to see if African country has the good governance, if we really have, and if not, what can we do for us to have that good governance? Because it's a master. For us to be developed, we must have a good governance. We can never be developed without a good governance. So this can be the things which can help us. And look at over these six criteria of the World Bank. We have at the first point control of corruption. African peoples or African leaders, our government have been described as the first administrations which are applying corruption. So they have been accused of corruption. And if there is this corruption, are we going? Is the future ensuring to us? Are we one day be developed, or developments will be just a something illusion, something impossible, something that will be still keeping talking about it, but we never experience it. So it's depend on what we want, right? So this can help us, and can also help our government to see what can be good for us. And we also have voice and accountability, protections of property, and property right, rules of law, governance effectiveness, regulatory quality, political stability. Those are criteria. And we also, if we get the opportunity, we'll also look, or if you have the time, you can go and search on the word governance assessment. This can help you to understand what can be the best political system, and what can be the best, right, governance that we need in Africa. I believe that change, achievement, development, it can be possible as long as we are willing to respect principles and the regulations that are there, or that have been put in place for us. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so grateful, and I'm sure this will help you. Thank you. See you next time.